What's up, everybody? Jay here with Jay's Backyard Cooking, and today we're gonna get into something pretty simple: crispy pork belly chicharrones. And the prep for this is gonna be easy. Let's get into it. So the first part of this cook is going to be just the pork belly and kosher salt. The kosher salt, what we're gonna do with that is we're gonna sprinkle a thick layer of it over the fat cap of this pork belly. And then we're gonna let it rest in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, minimum. The first thing we'll do is we'll get this patty dry. And then let's stab it all over the place. Try not to go all the way through the fat cap. We just want some penetration for that salt to seep in. Try to draw out all that moisture from the skin. That's what we're aiming for, is to get the moisture out of the skin, which is gonna make it crispy on the fat side and hopefully tender on the meat side. I don't have one of those meat pokers, which is why I'm using the two knives here. Obviously, if you have the meat poker, use that instead. Make for easy work. All right, just like that. And then we're gonna go kosher salt. Any salt will work, really. I'm just gonna use the kosher because it'll cover a lot easier because it's thicker. And again, we want to get a good healthy layer of the salt over it. We're going to wash it off once it's ready to cook, so we're not going to have a real salty piece of meat here. You can see it's already starting to draw out. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. It's already starting to draw out the moisture. That's what we want right there, complete coverage. So we're gonna get this put in the refrigerator. We'll be back in a couple of hours. All right, we are back. The pork belly has been in the refrigerator for about 7 hours. I put it in this morning about 8:30. Took off, went and got a haircut, grocery shopping, ran some errands real quick, and now we're ready. I got the Phoenix cleaned up. It's all ready to go. So let's start the next process. You can see all of those juices that came out. That's what we were after. Wanted to get as much moisture out of this as possible. Now what we're gonna do is just scrape all of this salt off and push it to the side. We're not gonna need it no more. And then we're not gonna do anything else but pat it dry. Just like that. Get as much salt off of it as possible, and then we're done with the pan for now. Once we have that just like that, we just pat it down. Get it all dried up. Get some of this excess salt rubbed off of it. We'll flip it over and do the same on this side. Just pat dry. Okay, the only trimming we're gonna do is just some of this loose fat right here, and it's not even much. I'm just taking that off just because I don't want it there. So then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut down probably in 1-inch slits, just like this. The thing is, we're not gonna go all the way through to the fat cap. We wanna get just kind of close to it, but not all the way down, just like that. And that's gonna be just to get some of that seasoning to get in between these little squares. If you're unsure, just pick it up like that and it should fall apart. So that's what it's gonna look like that way. Then we turn it and we go this way, the same way. Again, if you're unsure, just pick it up, bend it a little bit, open up those slits. That way you know you're close enough. Just like that, that's what we're looking for. After we got that sliced up, I'm gonna put it back in this aluminum pan, just because the aluminum pan is gonna contain the seasoning from going all over the place. If I season it on this cutting board, we'll have seasoning all over the counter. Just to eliminate that process, I put it back into the aluminum pan here. So from here, I do have the salt out. I'm not gonna use it just because I salted that other side. I'm just afraid that too much salt is gonna stay on there and it'll end up being too salty. I don't think we're gonna have that problem right now. So we're gonna go liberally pepper and garlic powder. It's the only thing we're gonna use on this. And I'm gonna fold it up, get those creases opened up as I'm sprinkling. That way it gets all in between. Just like that. Do the same thing with the garlic powder. We'll spin this pan around and then we'll get this other side. Get all that patted in, all in between. This is what we're looking for at the end. You just want seasoning, get it all in between those grooves there. Just like that. This is what we're looking for right here. And like I always say, if you want to do something different with it, if you don't want just SPG, do something else. I thought about putting the taco seasoning that I've used before here on the channel, but I just want to keep it as simple as possible. Let's get the Phoenix started. We'll be right back. It's a hot one out here, guys. Stay hydrated. We're using the pitboss today. I'm gonna get this fired up to about 250. Once it hits the temperature of 250, then I'll throw the pork belly in there. At that point, we're gonna let it ride till it hits about I'm undecided yet. I may finish it off in the broiler, I may not, depending on how the cook is going, but I'm gonna put it in at 250. We're gonna check it at 180, see what it's doing at that point, and then we'll make a decision. All right, we're gonna let this come up. Okay, we are shown to be up to temperature. We're gonna get this lid off. And what I'm going to do is take a little ball of foil paper. I'm gonna set it right in the middle. And then I'm gonna set this pork belly right over the top of it. Just like that, just in kind of hopes of getting all of this split open. Just like that, it doesn't take much. Then from there, we're gonna cover it up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna let the temperature run until it goes to about 180. I'm gonna let that temperature go till it hits about 180. Okay, temperature gauge showing 118. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over, fat side to the top. I'm gonna take out that aluminum ball that I put in there earlier and just let it ride out the rest of the way. So what I've decided is I'm going to let it go till about an internal temp of 180. Once it hits 180, we're gonna pull it. We're gonna put it into the broiler and finish off the cook at that point. All right, she's currently temping at 181. We're gonna go ahead and pull it. I have the broiler already on, just waiting on the pork belly to get there. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this down and then immediately take it inside and put it in the broiler. All right, we're gonna let that do its thing, probably 10-15 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully we have some crispy chicharrones here in a little bit. All right, a total of 2 hours in the Phoenix, 10 minutes in the broiler. We're ready to chop her up. Let's see what she sounds like. That sounds crunchy enough to me. I got the comal going. We're gonna warm up some tortillas. We have some avocado spread from HEB. I'm gonna add in some pico de gallo for myself. We're gonna get some tacos served up and have dinner. And if you like what you saw here, please do me a favor and consider subscribing. Hit that like button and comment. Anything helps. We'll see you next time. You know, folks, life's a lot like barbecue. Sometimes you nail it, and sometimes you end up with a pile of burnt dreams and wasted seasoning. 2 failed cooks, 2 weekends in a row can make a man question his tongs, his smoke, hell, even his soul. But then along comes redemption in the form of crispy, golden, beautiful smoked chicharrones. So here I stand on what was a rainy Saturday, head held high, belly full, and spirit restored. Because the truth is, even the best pitmasters get knocked down by a bad flame every now and again. But it's not about the fall. It's about firing the smoker back up and climbing your way back to the top, one crunchy bite at a time. So until next time, keep the grills hot and the seasoning simple.